In the last 16 days in French Polynesia, I swam with whales, I got adopted by locals, and I even learned a Tahitian dance. I attended a French Polynesian wedding solo. I made a padeo, and I ate lunch with stingrays and sharks. It's paradise, but it's not all what you think. Yorana, bonjour, hello. It's back, me, I'm back. Anyways, let me tell you about the real French Polynesia, starting with the lows. Also, my tripod broke, so it's gonna be a lot of like this and this, just talking head style. All right, there wasn't a lot of lows, but there were definitely some. As always, it's life. Starting with hostels. I booked a 15-person hostel thinking I'd meet travelers. I was the only person there. And it was cool the first few days, but after that it kind of became more isolating and less adventurous than I had intended. The second time and the only other time I had a low here in French Polynesia, when I did a 5-hour trek. It was to the most beautiful waterfall I've ever seen, and when I got there, I felt empty. Even when people showed up around me, I still didn't feel full, and that was the first time I felt that since I began solo traveling. So I think it's important to know that you can still be in absolute paradise and still feel alone sometimes, and that's okay. It's normal. And not to say that I'm not grateful or anything, because I'm so grateful, but I want to be able to show y'all the lows just as much as I'm showing y'all the highs, because that's what this is about, right? You might think that that's the hardest part, but what actually is this right here, telling y'all about that. That's the hardest part for me. Bet you like. Alright, we're gonna change. But then everything flipped at the very start of my trip, because let's face it, I'm nervous. Every time I go into a different country, I'm nervous, bro. And I hope that's normal. I hope everyone else feels like that. Maybe not just me. Check this out. America could never, bro. Birds would never get this close. But like all good stories, everything flipped. Seriously, when I was at the airport, I got adopted before I even made it to French Polynesia. So there's 2 different islands. When I was on Moorea, over there actually, in my other video we were looking at Tahiti, but in Moorea, I was in that dorm. But in Tahiti, the family I met, they housed me, fed me, took care of me, let me hang out with them, showed me around the island for free, just because they're good people. They treated me like one of their own, bro, and that was just so cool. It shaped my entire trip and my budget. But that was by far the highest of highs, and it just showed me like, this is stop number 1 on my backpacking journey, and I don't think anything can top it. Another high of French Polynesia, whales. Oh my, absolutely nothing can prepare you for being next to something like that. What was also pretty cool, I learned a Tahitian dance, I learned to make a padeo by hand, I learned all different types of cultural dances. And I realized that paradise, while it is a lot of this, it isn't just beaches and hikes, it's the people and the culture that really make the experience. Listen up, bro. French Polynesia wasn't what I expected, but maybe that's the point. Travel doesn't always give you what you want, but it gives you what you need. Even though it gave me a lot, and I mean a lot of what I wanted. The highs were unforgettable, but the lows taught me that you can't run from yourself. Not even to paradise. And that's actually freeing. This was my first country. If it taught me this much, I can't imagine what is gonna teach me, or the rest after that. So stick around, because our journey is just starting.